Hey guys, today we are making pumpkin spice buns. It is the perfect mashup between pumpkin pie and cinnamon buns. They just come together into the most delicious thing in the entire world. You're gonna literally want to quadruple this recipe. That is how delicious it is. Okay, let's get started. Right over here on my stovetop, I have some butter in a little pan that I am just going to start melting. And while that's melting, over here in my saucepan, I am going to heat up some of my whole milk right over here. Pour this into here. You don't want it to boil, you just want it to be warm to the touch so that our yeast, when it touches that, it gets nice and active. I'm also gonna add in a little bit of water. Okay, so believe it or not, the milk is actually already warm. You literally just want it warm to the touch. I'm going to pour it into here. Now that our milk is warm, I'm going to sprinkle over it some of our yeast. And we're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes to let the yeast proof, bubble up, and just come alive. Okay, so our yeast is almost done, and what I'm gonna do is over here I have some all-purpose flour that I'm gonna add into my bowl. And to this, I'm also gonna add in a touch of salt and pumpkin spice buns. So we gotta have some pumpkin spice right over here that we're going to add straight into here to get some of that pumpkin spice flavor. Let's just, actually I'm not gonna use the whisk, we're gonna use the whisk for that. Let's just mix this up to get that nicely incorporated. It is really important to mix all your dry ingredients first. You can find this pumpkin spice at your local supermarket in cans. It is super, super, super delicious. So we're not only gonna have the pumpkin spice flavor, we're gonna have a real pumpkin in the dough and in the filling. Let's get that all in there. Also, we're gonna add in a large egg yolk straight into there. Then I'm gonna add my melted butter straight into there and whisk this up so it is fully combined. Now the pumpkin is a little bit clumpy, so you wanna do this mixing beforehand so you don't have like clumps of pumpkin in there. Okay, perfect, let's set this aside. And now what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna make a little well in the center of the flour and pour this straight in there. Okay, perfect. And now you're just gonna mix this with the wooden spoon, slowly incorporating all of that flour in there. And then once it starts coming to a ball of dough, I'm gonna start kneading it with my hands. What I've been doing right now is I'm kneading the dough until it is nice and smooth. I really want to incorporate some gluten into the dough because we need to roll it out. And if you notice, look how smooth and nice of a dough that is. You have the little specks of the pumpkin spice. You can even see little pieces of the pumpkin puree. First, to get some of that oil on top, flip it over. I'm going to cover this and I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to let this rise for an hour until it doubles in size. I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, so our dough has officially finished rising, and look at that. See how much that rose? It really doubled in size, and it already smells absolutely incredible. So let's actually set this aside, and we're gonna go over here and mix the filling together. So the ingredients for the filling are some brown sugar. We've got some pureed pumpkin. Also some white sugar, pumpkin spice, hence the name. And finally, a little bit of vanilla extract because that is what enhances the flavor of literally everything. And let's just mix this together until it is fully combined. Okay, there we go. See, we have this beautiful paste right over here, and I'm gonna set this paste aside, and now it is time to start rolling out our dough. So let's just lightly flour our surface, which is always important so it doesn't stick. Let's, come on, bam. Pop out our dough just like that. Let's set that aside. And we're also gonna add a little more flour on top. And you wanna be gentle with this dough. So we're gonna gently roll it out into a nice big rectangle. And one thing that is very important when you're rolling out dough is to constantly be lifting it up and moving it so that none of it is sticking to your surface. So you don't want to roll it into a square, you want to roll it into a rectangle. You want it to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. Nice and long. Here we go, let's check that. That looks perfect. Now I'm gonna set aside the rolling pin, and the next step is first off, make sure that's not sticking. Okay, we are good on all sides. Now I'm going to take our mixture that we just made earlier, plop it down on here, and this is where it's gonna get a little bit messy, but that's okay. Okay, so let's now just spread this out evenly, and this center is what just gives it so much flavor, and it's gonna make them super, super moist, and oh my God, I literally cannot wait to eat this. I wish they would be done right now. Okay, so now I've spread this out evenly, and what I'm gonna do is on the long side, I'm going to start rolling it in like this. And you wanna make sure you're lifting it up, really tucking it in. And by doing this, we're getting tons of layers of dough and the mixture on the inside, which is just gonna give it that signature look and lots of great moisture and flavor. Okay, so don't worry if some of it spills out. Let me grab a serrated knife here, and we wanna cut this into 12 buns. Okay, here we go. Now, my hands are pretty dirty, so what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna let these rise for a half an hour. Once those rise for half an hour, I'm then going to brush them with an egg wash and then pop them in the oven and bake them off, and then it is time to eat. All right, I'll see you when these are done. Okay, these pumpkin spice buns just came out of the oven, and look at that amazing color they have. Because we put that pumpkin spice in the dough and the pumpkin in the dough and the filling, it is just this beautiful color. Now, before we eat this, while that's cooling a little bit, over here I just am gonna make a quick glaze to go on top of this. So right over here I have some powdered sugar. To this, I'm gonna add in a touch of milk and some pumpkin spice, because we want even more of that flavor. And let's just mix this together. And you want the glaze to be pretty thick. I find a lot of times when I make these glazes, I add too much milk. So add just a touch, mix it together, and then if you need more, add a little bit more. But you want it to be pretty thick. All right, let's get it out. Slides right out because we greased the pan. Let's put this here. Here we go, we've got that. You see there's this steam wafting off. That's how you know it is absolutely delicious. And let's get some of this glaze and just pour it all over the top. Are you ready for this? Let's go in for cutting it in half so you can see the beautiful inside. Look at that. You have the layers of the dough, the layers of the pumpkin filling. It just all comes together into this amazing bun. And let's just go in for a bite. Oh my God. I was not kidding when I said these are seriously life-changing. Like, they seriously take everything that's amazing about cinnamon buns, everything that's amazing about pie, put them all together into amazing buns. Okay, I could literally ramble about these for hours, but I won't. If you want the actual recipe for this with all the measurements, as always, the link to it is in the description box below. Also, click that like button because, I mean, how incredible does that look? So just for this alone, you should click the like button. And if you haven't already, be sure to click that subscribe button down below. It's big, it's red, it's free to click, and you want to be the first to know when I post a new video. Also, I would comment down below. Thanksgiving is right on the corner. What are you cooking? Are you cooking? Are you going to family? Are you going to friends? Let me know down below in the comments. I'll be responding to all your comments. Okay, if you need me, I'll be devouring the rest of this pumpkin spice bun. Bye.